Hey everyone, good evening. I actually have a lot of updates for you. So this is what I'm going to go through. So I'm going to go through the Abolish COVID fines campaign and how that's going. I'm going to talk about Matthew Lawson's case. You know how he got shot 6 times with rubber bullets about a year ago. I'm going to talk about my case because there's some things there too. I'm going to talk about the campaign we're doing to push back against the healthcare workers mandate. I'm also going to talk about businesses that are still mandating. And lastly, I'm going to talk about the Victorian election. So I'll just go through from start to finish. So I did a campaign the other day. I did an open letter to magistrates and also to Victoria Police and the media, talking about how COVID fines should all be abolished immediately. And in fact, I think anyone who has paid the fine should also get a refund. So we do have some support from One Nation so far, and I'm sure we'll be getting more support along the way. I'll put links to everything I'm talking about as well. Matthew Lawson, I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's like that peaceful guy who's at every protest trying to calm everyone down. He got shot 6 times with rubber bullets on October 21st last year. We did a fundraiser for him, and we have just filed his case. So it's all happening. And I've got a video about that and an article, so I'll put that in a link of the description. So things are happening, guys. Someone needs to be accountable for that. My case, well, as you know, my incitement charges got dropped. I had 2 COVID fines dropped just last week, and I have 3 more fines coming up on the 9th of December, which I imagine will be dropped as well. I would love to argue, but no one ever gives me a chance to, unfortunately. But the other thing that you guys might have forgotten is on October 31st, 2020, so that's 2 years ago, I was arrested 3 times and put into a divvy van for 45 minutes with handcuffs on for no reason and no explanations given. It was on that day that I had the 2 COVID fines that just recently got withdrawn. Anyway, I am actually suing the police for that, and that has also been filed. So these things take time, guys, but I don't really see much defense for what they have done to people like me and Matthew Lawson in particular. Matthew, it's blatantly abuse. But anyway, so it's actually really hopeful, guys, because you know, even if they settle outside of court, they still have to admit defeat. They still have to admit that they did something wrong. So either way, there's going to be some answers. And in Matthew Lawson's case, I especially hope that we actually do go to trial, even though it's going to cost a lot more money. But we'll find the money, because I want to know who made that order. I want to know who told Victorian police to shoot their fellow peaceful Victorians. I want to know, and I'm sure you do too. So anyway, that's the updates on the cases. Now, the healthcare workers campaign that we're doing, so we're working with some other lobby groups and also with members of parliament on this, because I don't know about you guys, but since the mandates ended for most people, I kind of became like, I kind of forgot that healthcare workers are still being mandated. And it's not okay, because there's a 000 and emergency crisis at the moment, especially in Victoria, but I'm sure it's everywhere. And we all know it's because of the mandates, or at least that's one of the reasons. So we need to do something about it. And so we are actively doing that. So there is a sign up form if you are a healthcare worker that is out of work, or you are doing a different job and you're not doing the job of your choice, the job that you're trained to do. Please fill that in, because we're going to offer support, and we're also going to be working with other lobby groups in particular in this area. And trust me, guys, it's going to be impactful, and it's going to be low effort, high impact. So get ready for that. The other thing is, there are independent private businesses still mandating the jab. And it really is ridiculous. There is no excuse. The government is not going to have their back anymore. So I've also made a form for you to dob in a business that is still mandating the jab. Now, I can't guarantee exactly what we can do straight away, but we will collect this data and we will do something about it. So we're going to, firstly, anyone who fills it in, that we will send you a template letter that you can email them that can help. But also we will be sending a legal letter from our legal team to each of these businesses. So please do dob them in for still mandating the jab. And we're going to do whatever we can to create some pressure, because it is not okay. And the government is no longer enforcing it. Not that they ever should have, but those private businesses have very little defense. So we're going to create some pressure for them, and you'll see that coming out. Last but definitely not least is the Victorian elections. Now, I'm so grateful that there are some incredible parties out there really working their butts off, and Joel Jamal from Turning Point Australia is doing a fantastic job, that there actually is no point in RDA doing the types of things that we did in the federal election, because Joel honestly has it like covered left, right, up and down and everywhere around. So there's absolutely no point in doubling up, but I just support his work 100%. And in the link of the description of this video, there is a form there, and you can actually volunteer for any of the freedom parties through that portal. So it's really, really easy. And, you know, I suggest that you guys volunteer for someone, even if it's just on polling day, it's still important. Now, a lot of people might say, well, what's the point? It's corrupt anyway. You know what? Even if it is, guys, you still want to do what you can. Like, what's the alternative? The alternative is doing nothing and losing anyway, and then having done nothing. But if you do something, then there is a chance that we can make a difference. And if we don't, well, at least you tried. What's the alternative to giving up? There is no alternative, or else we wouldn't bother getting out of bed in the morning. You know, why bother doing anything if there's no hope? So I absolutely think in Victoria, it is absolutely worth getting involved. I'm going to be on the streets myself. I'm going to choose a party to back as well. And my message is to pick a team and back them 100%, because you can't give all your parties your attention at once. It's just not going to work. So in the link of the description is the portal to go to Turning Point Australia's sign up form to volunteer for any party you want. And also there is the Q&A that I hosted last Wednesday, which helped actually a lot of people decide who they're going to vote for, or at least the order in which they're going to vote for. So I really suggest you skip through that video at least and listen to some of the answers, because some of them were pretty shocking. Some of them were a revelation for me and for some others. And a lot of people have said that it has actually impacted their vote. So I definitely suggest you watch that. So there you go, guys. We are on the campaign trail again, and not election focused as much, but we are here for the people, and we've got some great ideas, and we're getting back to lobbying. We're getting back to liaisoning with members of parliament that are, you know, not tyrants, you know, members of parliament that actually care about the people, and there are some left. So I'm going to be working really hard on all of that. So thanks for being here tonight, guys, and everything's in the description, and it's going to be interesting to see how some of these pan out, and I will obviously keep you updated along the way. See you guys.